me a date.
When you come to our...
Me a date.
What?
Did I stutter?
The whole time.
Give me a date.
March 13th,
You're a liar.
2014.
That's a lie. That never happened. Tell me the date in which the JCPOA was signed.
Why does the date?
Why
does it matter?
The date.
I'll look it up.
Many months later.
July 14th, 2015.
Okay. How could Iran violate the terms of the JCPOA in 2014 if it was signed in July of 2015?
Hey, you got me.
It's amazing how
What?
you guys just come out here and just talk just straight out of your ass. It didn't know
Now you
what
said-
you were
okay.
talking about. Okay, that's
Sure,
just how
sure.
that went.
You've been lying this whole time.
How?
Said that Iran didn't violate the JCPOA.
They didn't.
Yes, they did.
When?
The whole time.
When? Give me a date.
What?
Did I stutter?
The whole time.
Give me a date.
March 13th,
You're a liar.
2014.
That's a lie. That never happened. Tell me the date in which the JCPOA was signed.
Why does the date?
Why
does it matter?
The date.
I'll look it up.
Many months later.
July 14th, 2015.
Okay. How could Iran violate the terms of the JCPOA in 2014 if it was signed in July of 2015?
Hey, you got me.
It's amazing how
What?
you guys just come out here and just talk just straight out of your ass. It didn't know
Now you
what
said-
you were
okay.
talking about. Okay, that's
Sure,
just how
sure.
that went.
You've been lying this whole time.
How?
Said that Iran didn't violate the JCPOA.
They didn't.
Yes, they did.
When?
The whole time.
When? Give me a date.
What?
Did I stutter?
The whole time.
Give me a date.
March 13th,
You're a liar.
2014.
That's a lie. That never happened. Tell me the date in which the JCPOA was signed.
Why does the date?
Why
does it matter?
The date.
I'll look it up.
Many months later.
July 14th, 2015.
Okay. How could Iran violate the terms of the JCPOA in 2014 if it was signed in July of 2015?
Hey, you got me.
It's amazing how
What?
you guys just come out here and just talk just straight out of your ass. It didn't know
Now you
what
said-
you were
okay.
talking about. Okay, that's
Sure,
just how
sure.
that went.
You've been lying this whole time.
How?
Said that Iran didn't violate the JCPOA.
They didn't.
Yes, they did.
When?
The whole time.
When? Give me a date.
What?
Did I stutter?
The whole time.
Give me a date.
March 13th,
You're a liar.
2014.
That's a lie. That never happened. Tell me the date in which the JCPOA was signed.
Why does the date?
Give
Why does it matter?
the date.
I'll look it up.
Many months later.
July 14th, 2015.
Okay. How could Iran violate the terms of the JCPOA in 2014 if it was signed in July of 2015?
Hey, you got me.
It's amazing how
What?
you guys just come out here and just talk just straight out of your ass. It didn't know
Now you
what
said-
you were
okay.
talking about. Okay, that's
Sure,
just how
sure.
that went.
You've been lying this whole time.
How?
Said that Iran didn't violate the JCPOA.
They didn't.
Yes, they did.
When?
The whole time.
When? Give me a date.
What?
Did I stutter?
The whole time.
Give me a date.
March 13th,
You're a liar.
2014.
That's a lie. That never happened. Tell me the date in which the JCPOA was signed.
Why does the date?
Give
Why does it matter?
the date.
I'll look it up.
Many months later.
July 14th, 2015.
Okay. How could Iran violate the terms of the JCPOA in 2014 if it was signed in July of 2015?
Hey, you got me.
It's amazing how
What?
you guys just come out here and just talk just straight out of your ass. It didn't know
Now you
what
said-
you were
okay.
talking about. Okay, that's
Sure,
just how
sure.
that went.
You've been lying this whole time.
How?
Said that Iran didn't violate the JCPOA.
They didn't.
Yes, they did.
When?
The whole time.
When? Give me a date.
What?
Did I
The
stutter?
whole time.
Give me a date.
March 13th,
You're a liar.
2014.
That's a lie. That never happened. Tell me the date in which the JCPOA was signed.
Why does the date?
Give
Why does
me
it matter?
the date.
When you come to our school,
Oh my God, if I hear one more MAGA say that the system is rigged, honey, if the Democrats were rigging anything, you'd know it. We'd have universal health care, gun control, a Democratic Supreme Court, high-speed rail networks, AI regulations, and affordable housing in colleges by now. And I can promise you there was no way they would have intentionally let a diaper-wearing, cankle-having, Cheeto-colored pedo in the White House. Oh my God, if I hear one more MAGA say that the system is rigged, honey, if the Democrats were rigging anything, you'd know it. We'd have universal health care, gun control, a Democratic Supreme Court, high-speed rail networks, AI regulations, and affordable housing in colleges by now. And I can promise you there was no way they would have intentionally let a diaper-wearing, cankle-having, Cheeto-colored pedo in the White House. Oh my God, if I hear one more MAGA say that the system is rigged, honey, if the Democrats were rigging anything, you'd know it. We'd have universal health care, gun control, a Democratic Supreme Court, high-speed rail networks.
Look, he's in the crowd.
If you want to know,
Bring back what? Bring back what? Whoa, what do we have here? The real Mark the Shark. Marky Sharky. You want to bring...
Это он. И это тоже он. Почему черный? Этот черный сталкер сделали после смерти уже. Конечно, он случайно умер, когда ему было 18 лет. Просто он заболел и умер.
okay, they say capture everything. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing.
One thing you can't never call me is a fucking racist. I could never look down on another human being that eats shit, sleeps, and breathes and bleeds just like I do, simply because the color of their skin. Hell, if I spend 20 minutes in the fucking sun without sunscreen, I'm a whole different color my damn self. People blow my fucking mind. 2026 in the United States of America and race is still as big a problem as it is today. It says a lot about where we are as a fucking society. And to all you white motherfuckers that sit around your fucking friends of color and laugh and ha-ha and kiki, but you're fucking quiet right now, fuck you. One thing you can't never call me is a fucking racist.
The same people that complain about their car insurance being too high are the same ones being too lazy to go to the marketplace that's right below this video.
It was at this moment he knew. He up.
If I go to Egypt and say I'm the Messiah, everybody goes, welcome, thank you for coming at last, free at last, free at last. But in Norway, if I say I'm Messiah, no, you're not Messiah, I'm Messiah. If I go to...
Open a Chime checking account in 2 minutes.
Not all so-called black people are Africans.
Southeast Nigeria, some members of the Igbo tribe keep kosher, pray in synagogues, and celebrate Jewish holidays.
I know from birth I'm a Jew. Only I know that my forefather missed the way.
I grew up alongside every other Igbo youth. We kept on hearing that Igbo people came from Israel.
There was a story my mom told me at the age of 6 years. I never forget it. He said, Igbos are...
Birthright citizenship is common sense.
If a military invaded the United States tomorrow,
Can
their
you read?
children would...
Can you read?
Yeah, I can read the Constitution.
What does it say?
That anyone born in the U.S., but I'm pretty sure the argument
So
was
I guess it's
for
pretty
freed
common
slaves,
sense,
right?
I guess
For
it's
freed
pretty.
slaves.
I guess it's pretty common sense. Does the text of the Constitution say anything about slaves?
I mean, the people who wrote that amendment were specifically
The answer is no.
writing it about. No, I think if you go, I mean, if you look
The
it up,
answer is no.
I think it's specifically about free slaves.
The answer is no. It doesn't.
Okay, so let's move past that.
Of course
That's
you
a
do.
great argument. That's a great argument.
It's called common sense. Birthright citizenship is.
I ain't never seen someone driving a 10-year-old car.
It blows my mind that since I started this public speaking out against racism, my Spotify followers, my Spotify subscribers have plummeted. They just completely dropped. But y'all not going to deter me from using my platform for good. Yes, I make music. Yes, I'm an independent artist. Yes, I make country hip hop music. I also sing. Yes, I do all this. But I also speak out against the bullshit. And I don't care if you don't want to follow my music because I speak out against the bullshit. I don't give a fuck. I'm going to keep speaking out against you racist fucking fucks. Fuck racism. Go stream Trendsetter. Go to the link up there in that bio. Go to Spotify and run it up for all these motherfuckers that don't like me talking about racism. It blows my mind that since I started this public speaking out against racism, my Spotify followers, my Spotify subscribers have plummeted. They just completely dropped. But y'all not going to deter me from using my platform for good. Yes, I make music. Yes, I'm an independent artist. Yes, I make country hip hop music. I also sing. Yes, I do all this. But I also speak out against the bullshit. And I don't care if you don't want to follow my music because I speak out against the bullshit. I don't give a fuck. I'm going to keep speaking out against you racist fucking fucks. Fuck racism. Go stream Trendsetter. Go to the link up there in that bio. Go to Spotify and run it up for all these motherfuckers that don't like me talking about racism.
Got the mud shark aboard. You and the internet today. Ha 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 ha. Franco Prime, are you sure? Franco Prime, are you sure this is what you want? Is this the smoke you're looking for? Because being that bald and that racist on the internet while being the director of terminal operations at Pacific Crane Maintenance Company LLC is absolutely insane. Cypress, California. Oh, the team is about to get on the case. Director of Terminal Operations at Pacific Crane Maintenance Company. Yeah, we're gonna definitely give him a call. Because what about this is ha ha he he hoo ha ha. You win the internet today. Oh, the internet gonna win today, alright. We'll be seeing you soon, Frankie Prime. Got the much.
Stop!
You're not American first. That's what sucks about you guys.
I'm America first.
No, you're not.
Yeah, I am.
If you were America first,
I
you should
actually
support
uphold the
president no
values
matter
of this
what.
country, like our Constitution, our rule of law,
No.
our democracy,
No.
separation of church and state.
Doesn't matter. We can have the worst president in the world. I will still
So tell
protect
me,
my president. It
how about
doesn't
this?
matter
How about
at
this?
all costs.
Tell me 4 fundamental American values that you think Donald Trump does not undermine at all.
It doesn't matter. The whole point of this conversation was to say that you guys have
Name me
your
2.
position right now because
Just
of
name me
Trump.
2. Can you name me 2 American values, fundamental American values that Donald Trump does not undermine?
Yeah, you and Dean having a job making money, you idiot.
Still not hearing a fundamental American value that Donald Trump is not undermining.
The only reason why you have anything right now is because of Trump. I thank all liberals for being so stupid and putting him in office.
By the way, says the one who got conned into voting for Trump, who actively didn't do anything to actually support you in your interests.
Some repairs only get one shot. Loctite Superglue Ultra Gel Control has a no-drip formula built for precision repairs. Flexible, fast, and strong when you need it. Because failure is not an option. Loctite, made to succeed.
You're not American first. That's what sucks about you guys.
I'm America first.
No, you're not.
Yeah, I am.
If you were America first,
I
you should
actually
support your
uphold the
president no
values
matter
of this
what.
country, like our Constitution, our rule of law,
No.
our democracy,
No.
separation of church and state.
Doesn't matter. We can have the worst president in the world. I will still
So tell me,
protect my president. It
how about
doesn't
this?
matter
How about
at
this?
all costs.
Tell me 4 fundamental American values that you think Donald Trump does not undermine at all.
It doesn't matter. The whole point of this conversation was to say that you guys have
Name me
your
2.
position right now because
Just
of
name me
Trump.
2. Can you name me 2 American values, fundamental American values that Donald Trump does not undermine?
Yeah, you and Dean having a job making money, you idiot.
Still not hearing a fundamental American value that Donald Trump is not undermining.
The only reason why you have anything right now is because of Trump. I thank all liberals for being so stupid and putting him in office.
By the way, says the one who got conned into voting for Trump, who actively didn't do anything to actually support you in your interests.
You're not American first. That's what's...
I've gotten a lot of comments and messages in the past couple of days. Oh, well, why do you hate white people? Oh, you're a disgrace to the white people. I don't hate white people at all. I hate the racist tendencies that my own race has. I hate the systematic...
Since black people all over the...
Do you think that Trump is the only thing?
Bro, I know it's late, but Adam Mockler just cooked the mess out of Scott Jennings, bro. You gotta watch this.
We all know that Scott Jennings is more than happy to defend a war.
I used to think American men were badasses until the Epstein shit came out, and I'm realizing now they're just a bunch of freaking cowards. Isn't that crazy? We're just going about our day. We know exactly what the government is doing, what they have done with this Epstein shit. We know that they're freaking pedophiles. We know they're raping children, and everybody's going about their day like nothing happened. We're going to games, watching the World Cup, going to UFC events at the White House. What is going on? Where are all the strong men that claim that they're strong? What happened to society? Bunch of cowards, man. I used to think American men were badasses until the Epstein shit came out, and I'm realizing now they're just a bunch of freaking cowards. Isn't that crazy? We're just going about our day. We know exactly what the government is doing, what they have done with this Epstein shit. We know that they're freaking pedophiles. We know they're raping children, and everybody's going about their day like nothing happened. We're going to games, watching the World Cup, going to UFC events at the White House. What is going on? Where are all the strong men that claim that they're strong? What happened to society? Bunch of cowards, man. I used to think American men were badasses until the Epstein shit came out, and I'm realizing now they're just a bunch of freaking cowards. Isn't that crazy? We're just going about our day. We know exactly what the government is doing, what they have done with this Epstein shit. We know that they're freaking pedophiles. We know they're raping children, and everybody's going about their day like nothing happened. We're going to games, watching the World Cup, going to UFC events at the White House. What is going on? Where are all the strong men that claim that they're strong? What happened to society? Bunch of cowards, man. I used to think American men were badasses until the Epstein shit came out, and I'm realizing now they're just a bunch of freaking cowards. Isn't that crazy? We're just going about our day. We know exactly what the government is doing, what they have done with this Epstein shit. Epstein.
So let me get this straight. Y'all more concerned about whether this dude is walking or sliding, but you ain't got no concern about whether or not motherfuckers is pedophiles or not. You're not concerned about that. And that's the interesting thing about you, MAGA, is that you ain't never talking about shit that got something to do with something. You always talking about some shit that ain't got nothing to do with fucking nothing. You're worrying about whether or not this motherfucker is really walking. But you didn't hear the fucking message, you big ass pedo.
Shit. We know that they're freaking pedophiles. We know they're raping children, and everybody's going about their day like nothing happened. We're going to games, watching the World Cup, going to UFC events at the White House. What is going on? Where are all the strong men that claim that they're strong? What happened to society? Bunch of cowards, man. I used to think American men were badasses until the Epstein shit came out, and I'm realizing now they're just a bunch of freaking cowards. Isn't that crazy? We're just going about our day. We know exactly what the government is doing, what they have done with this Epstein shit. We know that they're freaking pedophiles. We know they're raping children, and everybody's going about their day like nothing happened. We're going to games, watching the World Cup, going to UFC events at the White House. What is going on? Where are all the strong men that claim that they're strong? What happened to society? Bunch of cowards, man. I used to think American men were badasses until the Epstein shit came out, and I'm realizing now they're just a bunch of freaking cowards. Isn't that crazy? We're just going about our day. We know exactly what the government is doing, what they have done with this Epstein shit. We know that they're freaking pedophiles. We know they're raping children. And everybody's going about their day like nothing happened. We're going to games, watching the World Cup, going to UFC events at the White House. What is going on? Where are all the strong men that claim that they're strong? What happened to society? Bunch of cowards, man. I used to think American men were badasses until the Epstein shit came out, and I'm realizing now they're just a bunch of freaking cowards. Isn't that crazy? We're just going about our day. We know exactly what the government is doing, what they have done with this Epstein shit. We know that they're freaking pedophiles. We know they're raping children, and everybody's going about their day like nothing. And everybody's going about their day like nothing happened. We're going to games, watching the World Cup, going to UFC events at the White House. What is going on?
Exactly. Nobody wants to deal with it because a bunch of motherfuckers are guilty of this shit.
Character, I don't think Trump is a good person. I want you to know that.
What's your
I'm not a
favorite Trump
Republican.
policy? If you only care
I'm
about
an
the policy,
independent.
what's your favorite Trump policy?
I specifically don't have one favorite Trump policy. I can actually put a sentence together unlike the rest of your guests that have been on, but because
Trump supporters are
for the majority
quite
of my life.
unintelligent.
I was a Democrat for the majority of my life. My parents were both teachers, but the problem is the left has moved so far left that you guys don't even know what center is.
Oh man, I think we need to get even further left than the establishment. Further left, man. That's what we need.
I'm sure you do. I know, and that's the problem with your generation.
I don't think it's a problem at all. I think it's what's best for the future of our country.
Okay. Well, that's fine. You can have your opinion, but he's definitely better for the economy. So, and also,
the economy is on the fucking ground, you dumbass.
He's gone. Well, how many trillions of dollars in commitments from Fortune 500 companies to build factories and other things that are going to support jobs in America over the next 5, 6, 7 years?
I'm so sorry to tell you this. So you said that he's good for the economy because he's getting investment into manufacturers that support jobs. So unfortunately, we actually have the second highest unemployment rate since the pandemic. We actually have the worst jobs report in 20 years, ignoring recessions. And even when we specifically look at investment into American manufacturing, which is the graph on your screen right now, you'll see a massive boom under Biden, which is what is highlighted. Then the day Trump walked into office, it has gone down every financial quarter since.
And do you want to know why that spike came? Because Biden shoved a whole bunch of money towards companies and it was wasted. So of course, yes, the stats immediately go up. That's why inflation shot through the freaking roof. And that's why you're seeing it go down now, because it's called, he is not throwing our tax dollars at it. He's getting commitments from companies to build.
I want you to read.
Look at.
I want you to read the highlighted word on screen. Read that highlighted word on screen. You're making it way too easy for me. Read the highlighted
I'm
word
making
on
it
screen.
real.
Matt.
Okay.
You big fucking dummies. All of y'all read. MAGA, good morning. Take this cup of Joe and medicine.
You know what, dude?
Don't leave, Matt. Just read the
I'm not
highlighted
leaving.
word
I'm
on
not
screen.
going anywhere, bro.
Good boy. Why don't you read that? Why don't you read the highlighted word on screen? Do you see it in the top left-hand corner?
You can fucking read it, dude. You can read it. I'm not a child. If you want to debate, say something.
I want you to read it, Matt.
He's a little faggot. You should never join the gang. Just faggot.
Matt, maybe you can't read, so I'll read it to you. It says private.
Yeah,
you just made the claim that all of this investment was the taxpayers' money being dumped into companies that caused inflation. Well, I hate to inform you that this graph is only tracking private investment from individuals or private companies.
Okay.
Oh well. Don't know to begin that.
So can you tell me why you think it's funny to laugh about someone getting assassinated?
No,
but
it's not
you think
funny.
that Trump walking into backstage at a pageant that people
Completely
go to be
pivoting.
judged by
I
their
guess we
looks
owned him.
is so horrible, right?
Oh, dude, what a good pivot. No, man, listen, I will tell you and all other Trump supporters, a way to get me off of your ass when I'm just destroying you on something like I was destroying
Oh
that
yeah,
on the
you
economy.
really destroyed me. Yeah.
Yeah, you made the claim that it was public funding, and then the title of the graph said private funding. You got
Hey,
owned.
guess what, bro?
But
These are
a way
commitments over the
to
next
get me off
fucking
of you
decade.
is to
Dude, look
pivot
at- oh,
into
hey, here's another one, okay?
sexual violence denial. So let me clarify
Oh no,
something.
but you think it's
just asked
hilarious
me,
when someone
Matt.
gets assassinated?
Matt, I want
gets
you to sit
shot
down.
in the head.
No,
and you
I don't
it's a
think that
funny
was
joke.
hilarious. There's
No,
nothing.
You just
There's
fucking laughed
nothing.
about it for
There's,
3
there's no
fucking
joke
minutes.
here. No, that's not true
You
in the
laughed.
slightest.
You're like, oh, it wasn't funny. It wasn't funny.
Yeah, exactly. I said verbatim it wasn't
As
funny.
you're laughing your ass off.
Exactly.
As you're laughing your ass off.
Sometimes people laugh because they're uncomfortable, Matt.
Oh, you're not.
Oh yeah, or something.
Yeah,
just think
Matt.
it's fucking
Thank you
funny.
so much.
But on top of that, the shit is funny.
I think it's hilarious.
Thank you so
that you
much. Did you think it was funny when Donald Trump celebrated the deaths of Rob Reiner and Bob Mueller?
No.
No, but you still support him as president. And then you
Yeah,
denied
because guess
that him
what?
barging...
What a person does personally has nothing to do with running a country.
Okay, it does.
Okay.
I can
Do you think
explain to you what it
Clinton was a
has
good
to do with
president?
it.
Did you think Kennedy was a good president?
Too young to know if either of these
Oh, too
people are
young,
good
but they're both
presidents.
Democrats that
I'll
fucked
tell
around
you.
on everybody, right?
One moment. Well, actually, unlike Trump, no, Clinton has not been found guilty of rape in a court. Unlike Trump, no, Clinton has
and
not
by
been
the way,
incriminated by the
here's
Epstein
here's
files.
a good point.
He did
That
cheat
was
on
a
his
civil
wife,
court.
but there's a
That was
difference
civil
between
court.
cheating on
You
your
don't need to
wife and
prove
engaging in
beyond a
sexual
reasonable
violence.
doubt
Matt,
that
you're
someone
making
is
points.
guilty.
Matt,
Do you
Matt,
understand the difference
Matt,
between civil
Matt,
court and
Matt,
and
you're
criminal
making
court?
Matt, you make a point. I go to respond to it. You interrupt me, and then you make
I'm
another
sorry.
point.
I
Can you
apologize.
control yourself?
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to go all the way back to one of the points that you made a while ago that I still haven't been able to respond to because of the bombardment of other points. You asked me why it was wrong for Donald Trump to go into the dressing rooms of beauty pageant contestants if they were there to get judged for their looks. The answer to this question is very simple, Matt. It's called consent. They consent to be viewed with clothes on stage. They do not consent to be viewed on with clothes off backstage in the dressing rooms.
Right then and there.
Okay. And when were those interviews? How come none of those interviews were done before he was president?
Because the media only started caring when he ran for president, which is one of the big issues for the media. We need to be calling out the rich and powerful even when they're not in public office.
Yeah, I agree. Actually, I think more so. But
yeah, but the
here's the
conclusion
thing,
there
is I'm
is
not-
that
I
American
don't-
media is
I don't- but-
problematic, which is a
can I say
conclusion
something?
completely irrelevant to the evaluation on if what Donald Trump did was sexually violent.
Okay, so can we move on to any of the other points that I brought up? Because it's not for me, running the country is not, am I saying that he's the greatest guy who's ever lived? No, dude. He says and does a lot of stupid crap. But when it comes down to actually making decisions in the Oval Office, I do believe he has done a better job than anyone in quite some time, except like Clinton was probably the last decent president.
So you told me that the person is completely unconcerned to the presidency and the policy. I completely disagree because it is the personal attributes of the
Can we talk
person.
about one of the other points? Because the reason why I brought that up is I said you think that is worse than laughing about someone who got assassinated. I was not using that
yes.
as a point of why he's okay.
Wait. I actually do. Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. That's
you
difference of
disagree?
opinion. But that's that. Can we talk about some of the other things that I brought up?
Wait, let me ask you a question. If you had a son, would you rather him sexually violate a little girl or like laugh about an assassination?
Once again, can we move on to another point?
No, just
or
answer the
what?
question.
Can you only stay with the strongest thing?
I just want you to answer the question.
Well, he didn't. He walked into a room.
Yeah.
That's not a violent. That's not violence.
It is because violence.
No,
is
it's
just,
not violence.
I can explain to you why it is. So violence is just causing harm, and he caused harm to the women and girls in that space by infringing on their right to privacy and violating their dignity and violating their consent by walking in and viewing them naked in the woman's only dressing room.
See, so and
they
that's
also did-
right now. That's my issue with the left, dude. Is like grow the fuck up. This is America. This is the real world. There's a lot of worse things that can happen than someone walking into your dressing room as you're willing to walk on stage in a swimming suit and be judged on your looks.
Dude.
Can we talk about something else that's
he wanted to prey on the naked bodies of
Look,
children.
see, this is a problem with you.
You don't think that
I
that's
have
an
multiple
issue?
other points, and you want to stick on this because
but
you feel it's your strongest area.
Why are listen, I know that conservatives pull the grow the fuck up, this is America card, like you are a snowflake card all the time.
One of the other points that I brought up.
We're like literally talking about a pedophile preying on the naked bodies
of children. But that was done in a civil court. You don't need proof beyond a reasonable doubt in civil court. There's a difference between criminal and civil. Civil, it's just, are you more likely that you did it or less likely? You don't need proof beyond a reasonable doubt. So when you say he's been convicted of rape in a court of law, it is incorrect.
It's the truth, you fucking dummy. What do you fucking think that means? If you pay some money to somebody, that means you did it, motherfucker. That means you don't want it to go to criminal court, so you settled it in civil.
Correct.
Yeah.
It's civil. Or do you not understand the nuances of the court system, the penal system?
Well, I guess we'll see, based on my response, if I understand the nuances or not. Yeah, so the first thing that I'll say here is you tried to pull the typical conservative, grow the fuck up, this is America, you're a snowflake.
Wow, you're still talking about something else. That's amazing.
I'm going to respond to the two things that you said. The first point that you made was about how it's maybe not that bad of a thing to prey on naked children. And then the second point that you made was that maybe we shouldn't trust the outcome of the E. Jean Carroll rape case because it wasn't proven beyond a reasonable shadow of a doubt. If you control yourself to the same extent of a typical fifth grader and shut the hell up until the real man is finished speaking, you'll get an answer to the things that you said.
You're a real man?
Yeah, because
what
real men actually...
a real man?
Good question, good answer. Real men serve their communities for the betterment of it. Fake men like sit on TikTok Live, demean victims.
Community?
Okay,
uphold
predators and advocate for the greater demise of society at large for your self-interested desires. And that's exactly what you're doing. And you just asked me, how do you know that I don't serve my community well? Well, because you just got done telling us that we shouldn't care about pedophiles preying on children. Yes, the sentiment that we should not care about predators preying on children, maybe that's not even a violent thing for the predators and the pedophiles to do, absolutely is a foundational difference between you and me that makes you unable to better serve your community. Because if you can't care about the consent of naked women and girls that are just trying to change, and you're okay with excusing very violent predators and pedophiles that will prey on them, you are just incompatible with civilized conditions that serve as the groundwork and the foundation for what it means to be a real man and to better serve your community at large. 110%. I sent you an invite to unmute. I just muted you for the first time this stream because you interrupted me for the 100th time this stream.
That's because you keep talking about things. What about all the other things that I've brought up about presidency? You keep going back and you're manipulating the debate.
You just
so
keep on
sorry, I
interrupting,
hate to tell you this.
I mean,
no,
Matt,
if you actually talk about something that's worth talking about,
yeah, the fact that you don't think it's worth talking about a predator preying on children is problematic.
Why don't we bring up one of the other points? Or are you too scared that I might actually fucking have something to say?
I told you I was going to respond to both of your 2 points, but then you cut me off.
I've been asking you to get off that point literally since we started.
Well,
and that's the only thing you've spoken of.
If you say something that is false, I'm going to address it. Now, if you want to act like a fucking child and as if I'm the problem for addressing the false beliefs that you hold, a debate live probably isn't the best place for you to be, you fucking snowflake. If you'd like, I just got a $5 donation from Hank on Venmo. I could send that to you so you could buy some tissues to fucking cry about it, frankly. But the response to your second point...
You're the one that's in there crying about shit, talking about, oh my God.
No, you're literally whining like a child saying, oh dude, how could you? How could you address the false point that I made, Dean? Dean, I'm gonna cry. And just, oh my goodness, I'm shitting my pants. I'm shitting my pants, and my mommy's gonna have to change my diaper because I said we shouldn't really care about predators preying on children, and you gave a very succinct and accurate explanation of why that's not true. Dean!
Yeah, once again, you're sitting here taking my point that I said, and you're putting words in my mouth that I did not say. So once again, you're manipulating the point to fit your argument. And then you're sitting there insulting me and saying stuff about me and my character when you know nothing about me. So who's really being a child?
Well, the last claim you made there was false. It's not true that I don't know anything about you. Because I've learned a little bit about you from our conversation. It's just not true that I know a lot about you. But the little I know about you is enough to inform me and every other
nothing about me.
Reasonable person watching. No, we do. Because you've told us about you. You told us that I need to grow up because I'm concerned with predators preying on children.
No, once again, no, I never said that. That was you that said that.
Let's go back in the VOD.
Sure.
Let's go back. Go ahead. Go back. Laugh. Fucking go back.
Oh, here we go. I found it. By walking in and viewing them naked in the woman's only dressing room.
See, so and
they
that's
also did-
right now. That's my issue with the left, dude. Is like, grow the fuck up. This is America. This is the real world. There's a lot of worse things that can happen.
You actually, in fact, said "grow the fuck up" verbatim. I was, in fact, quoting you word
Yes,
for word.
you're right. I said because there are a lot of worse things that can happen than someone walking into a room. I didn't say it was okay. Not once.
Dude,
So,
come
once
on.
again, there you go.
Come on. Just
What do you mean,
walking
come
in. Oh, it's not just walking into a room. That's not the bad
Dude,
thing
come on,
that
let's
happened.
talk about something that's real, dude. Let's talk about the actual shit that's going on.
Then okay, but you keep on saying false things. You would like.
No,
listen,
I don't. You
listen,
keep putting words in my mouth.
okay.
that
If
aren't
you
there.
if you don't
That's what
interrupt
a child
me.
does during a debate.
If you don't-
and then you try
if you-
to insult my character. That's what a
Okay.
child does with the debate. Now you're gonna just like the last guy. You called him a racist and a sexist. And that's what the left does too.
Yeah.
Anytime you guys don't like something, you call someone a Nazi or.
Yeah, it's hilarious that y'all can't take. You want to be a racist, but you can't take it when somebody calls your ass a racist. Like, make that shit make sense. So the only fucking comeback you got for being a racist is you're a racist too, or Democrats are racist too. Fuck, fuck. What about your accountability, bitch? And we don't give a fuck. You can be all you want. It ain't never helped you. It didn't never serve you. You still a weak ass individual. Y'all just weak.
Left does too.
Yeah.
Anytime you guys don't like something, you call someone a Nazi or a racist. And I think it's hilarious that you say that Trump, because he called for the death of 5 Democratic people. Dude, do you know how many times on the campaign trail that they sit there and say that Trump needs to be executed because he's a Nazi? Are you kidding?
I do know how many times.
Sides, bro.
Zero
Like that's the
times.
thing. I think it's hilarious that you sit there and act like the left is so great and the right is so bad when both of them are the same, dude. They both lie. They both sit there and act like they're so righteous, and the other side is a joke.
Yeah.
And that's the problem with American politics.
Okay,
the
check
reason
this
why
out, Matt.
I support Trump is because
Stop there. I want to
truthfully
respond to
believe-
everything that
Oh,
you just
God.
said first.
Okay, cool.
So the first thing that you said is I was putting words in your mouth. No, I didn't. I rolled back the
Yeah, you
VOD to
did.
show you where
Yes,
I
you
quoted
did.
you.
No. You
I
played it
rolled
back, and
back
I did not
the
say
live-
what you said.
Okay.
So you're just
That's not
making
true.
shit up again.
You're still not letting me speak, Matt.
Because you keep saying a lie.
I claimed that you said that we just need to grow the fuck up. And then you said, no, I didn't say that.
No.
So then I
You
rewinded the
said
VOD,
I
and
said
I
it was
played
okay
you
for-
saying verbatim to grow the fuck up. The second thing that needs to be said.
You said it was
You
about
just made the claim
pedophiles.
that I falsely... Yeah, that's what... Yes. Yes, Matt, that's what you are when you prey on the naked bodies of a child. There were 4 teens as young as 15 that came out from Miss Teen USA and said that Donald Trump barged into our dressing rooms and looked at our naked bodies. Yeah, Matt. That's what you are when you prey on the naked bodies of children. That is true, Matt. Second thing, you just said that while on the campaign trail, Democrats were calling Trump a Nazi and saying he should be executed. How much money do you want to bet? I don't think a single Democrat said that. Called him a Nazi and said he should be executed. Not a single one. Click on your profile picture in the bottom right-hand corner of the phone screen. Then hit the icon of the microphone to unmute yourself.
You stupid dummy.
Matt? You're gonna have to. Okay, I just sent you an invite to turn your mic on.
Yeah.
How much money do you want to bet over that claim? That you said while on the campaign trail, Democrats called him a Nazi and said that he should be executed. How many people? How much do you want to bet?
Well, maybe not the exact words like executed, but basically implying or inferring or saying that he would be better dead than fucking.
Okay. So you
our
concede the
president.
claim.
No, I don't concede the claim.
Okay. So
you're going to go
Democrats
over
said that
every
he should die.
person that ran as a Democrat and look for that?
No, well, actually, no. You'd have to do that because you're the one that made the claim that one of them did.
Oh, I would have to do that. Okay.
Yeah, you have a
okay.
burden of proof for the things that you say, Matt.
do you...
Also,
Okay.
guys, I just looked through his
Okay.
following list. I can't find a child on his following list. Just letting y'all know. I mean, he only follows 15 people. I can't find a child on his following list. Okay? But anyways, Matt.
I'm here.
Oh, do you have a kid?
I do.
Alright, guys. Please stop spamming that in the comment section. You are just directing thousands of people to his kid's account. Please don't do that. Moving back on to the debate, Matt, where we left off was a point that you made about the E. Jean Carroll court case. You said that they did not prove it beyond a reasonable shadow of a doubt. I actually think that they did prove it beyond a reasonable shadow of a doubt. Prove me wrong by telling me the reasonable doubt to the evidence suggested in the court case.
I don't know the court case.
And how do you know?
What I'm saying is when you say that someone has been proven guilt beyond a reasonable doubt, I'm saying that there's a difference between civil and penal. So if he was proven without a reasonable doubt, then why wasn't he convicted in a criminal court? Because if there was evidence that could be proven beyond a reasonable doubt, then he should have been charged and convicted.
Yeah, I agree that he should have, but because of the statute of limitations, he couldn't have been. Even if there was a video of him raping her, he still wouldn't have been able to have been found guilty in a criminal court because of the statute of limitations.
So, and once again, my point beyond all this is that someone's character, I don't think Trump is a good person. I want you to know that.
What's your favorite Trump policy? If you only care about the policy, what's your favorite Trump policy?
I specifically don't have one favorite Trump policy. Is that hilarious to you?
Yeah, because this whole fucking time you've been like, I don't care about anything that he as a person has ever done. But his policy, it's his policy that makes him a good president. Crimson, thank you for the galaxy.
I don't have a favorite, you dumb motherfucker. I said I don't have a favorite.
Oh, because you have there's multiple.
Fucking moron.
Hey, name one that you like, Mr. Crash Out, Matt. Stage 1, the crash out. That's what happens when Dean humbles y'all.
So what about when the best price policy for pharmaceuticals?
Oh, you mean the best price policy for pharmaceuticals that led to Trump RX that now sells 8 drugs for the same price that Good RX has sold over 600 for the last 15 years? That one? Okay.
So you're telling me the law doesn't work? That we're not getting it's not going to get the best price?
No, he is.
So it's all a lie?
No, he is for Trump RX for 8 drugs. But he's operating off of what's called the Good RX platform. The Good RX platform is, of course, a company, the Good RX, that's been selling pharmaceutical drugs to American consumers for very, very, very low costs for the last 15 years. And Trump RX is just simply copy and pasting some of their discount codes.
Okay, for some things.
Yeah.
But how many drugs are actually listed on Trump RX?
8.
Total?
Yeah.
Okay. So and also, so I like I said, or I didn't say this. I'm saying this now. So I followed the first 100 days, pretty close. I've been very busy. I've not been following things as much. So but also a lot of things that get implemented, it takes time for things to actually go into effect. So a lot of the things that he's done in this second term.
When we had 9% inflation under Biden, do you blame that on Biden?
So y'all see this here, Donald Trump truth this truth, and a lot of people are getting upset about it because they're saying that it's wrong for him to compare himself to Jesus. But my question to you is, how do we know he ain't? The Bible said that Jesus would return, but it didn't say nothing about him being in the same teeny tiny twink brown body. That's right, go ahead and cancel me, but I said it. Donald Trump might be Jesus Christ returning. The Bible also says that Jesus would return like a thief in the night, and we all know that Donald Trump has stolen from contractors.
Some of them really think Trump is Jesus. But Ricardo, there's also some that are finally waking up because of this. I found one of those too. Let's go.
This is strike 3. I supported him. I defended him. I even told people early on, trust the process. I was wrong. This right here is strike 3. But I'll come back to that in a minute. First, it was the Epstein files. We were promised transparency. Then suddenly they disappeared, and anyone still asking questions is told, "Stop following me," as the president. That's not accountability. That's silencing your own supporters.
Wait. Listen. Not here. All people can hear, but can you listen? We're gonna rewind this real quick. The truth is in between the lines. Don't just hear, listen.
This is strike 3. I supported him.
This is strike 3. So, Donald Trump depicting himself as Jesus is strike 3. What was strike 2? What was strike 1? But what was strike 2? Listen.
I defended him. I even told people early on, trust the process. I was wrong. This right here is strike 3.
Strike 3. Depicting himself as Jesus, strike 3. What's strike 2? Let's find out.
In a minute. First, it was the Epstein files.
Oh, strike 1. First, it was the Epstein files. You mean to tell me, Pilgrim, that you finding out that your president is a pedo was only strike 1? So you find out your daddy, your savior, is a pedo. And that was just strike 1?
We were promised transparency. Then suddenly they disappeared, and anyone still asking questions is told, "Stop following me," as the president. That's not accountability. That's silencing your own supporters. Then Iran, and don't get me wrong.
So then Iran is strike 2. So strike 1 was the Epstein files. Strike 2 was the war in Iran. Come on, listen. Strike 1 is finding out your president is a pedo. That's not enough to say, whoa, enough. That's not enough. That's just strike 1. Strike 2 is starting a war in Iran. That's just strike 2. He gets one more opportunity. You find out he's a pedo. He's starting a war, although he promised no more wars if you vote for me, okay?
You could have just told us Iran was evil and that we weren't gonna placate them anymore. But you had to spin it. You had to throw the propaganda. We were told their nuclear capabilities were completely destroyed after dropping a series of bunker busters. But then, all of a sudden, they're close to a nuke again, and here we are at war. Which one is it? Spin after spin. The story changed multiple times. I watched it all in real time. The propaganda was beyond obvious. Do they think we're that stupid? Clearly they do.
Yes. They don't think you're that stupid. They know you're this stupid. It's not an assumption. It's not a thought. It's not an opinion. It is a fact. You really are this stupid.
Because if you disagree, you're called a low IQ person. And now this image, posting a picture of yourself as Jesus.
Strike 3. Strike 3. You ready for the strike 3?
Then deleting it and saying you were supposed to be a doctor in that photo. Again, stop lying to us. You messed up badly. Be a man and own it. This is the problem. Post something completely outrageous. There's a big reaction, then you delete it, then you spin it. That's not leadership. I hate to say it. That's manipulation. I did believe drain the swamp. It never happened. I believed in accountability, and it was coming. It never happened. I believed things would be different, and they are different in a really love, but not for the most important ones. My priorities are simple: God, family, country, faith, morality, values, and truth. Those come before any man, before any party. This is how great nations fail. When people stop questioning, when loyalty replaces principles, that's when countries fail. Because history shows it comes when leaders and institutions lose all credibility. We already went through that crap with Obama and Biden. I supported him.
Shut your bitch ass up, Santa Claus! Strike 1. You find out that your president is a pedo. He's in videos with Epstein, best friends with a pedo, etc. That is just strike 1. Strike 2, you start a war with Iran. Oh no. But strike 3, the one to seal the deal, the one that gets you to say no more, this is enough, is simply the one where Trump is cosplaying Jesus. You know, Easter just passed. You know what happens in Easter? Christian churches always have a person cosplaying Jesus to run a play and or to depict the crucifixion scene. Every year on Easter, there's always a person in the Christian church that cosplay Jesus. Here is Trump cosplaying Jesus. So you mean to tell me the straw that broke the camel's back was not that your president is a pedo? Was not bombing another country threatened that it's going to erase it completely? You mean to tell me that strike 3 was him doing what Christian churches do every Easter? You are this old. You look like you're 140, but then you're white. So you may be 50 because you guys age like milk. But nonetheless, you're this old in life. And finding out that your president is a pedo, that your president is out there starting a war with another country, threatened to completely erase it from its population. And that is not enough? You still playing 3 strikes, you're out? And then you come here and make a video talking about, I think they think we're stupid. No! You are stupid! And you are insane to sit here and make a whole video moonlighting an intellect as if you're trying to teach somebody something with your old ass self. Still playing 3 strikes, you're out with the goddamn pedo. You would think, you would hope that the very moment that you found out that the president that you voted for was a goddamn pedo will result in the whole country making sure that this piece of shit gets impeached and imprisoned. But nope, these MAGA, these Trump supporters are playing 3 strikes, you're out. With a convicted felon, with a pedo, and a white supremacist. Oh, why he gotta be white supremacist? What, cause he's white? Do you guys remember when Obama was in office? And I bring up Obama because these people, these Trump supporters, they're always bringing up Obama. They can't help it. Just like Trump. Always Obama, Obama, Obama. So since you guys are obsessed with Obama, let's bring him up then. Do you remember when Obama was in office? The big outrage from white conservatives was, he's not even a real American. His middle name is Hussein. Since when is somebody's name, middle name, or last name a detail to determine whether somebody is born in this country or not? Also, do you remember white conservative Christians protesting when Obama became president the first time? A lot of them were out there in the streets with signs that said, Obama is going to enslave us. You see how afraid white people are that another race of people may do to them what they've done to everybody else? That is why it's so important for white conservatives to make sure that the president upholds white supremacist views, policies, ideals, philosophies, religion, because they feel protected by a white supremacist president. In other words, Donald Trump is Jesus for you Trump supporters. And here you have him, resurrecting his buddy Jeffrey Epstein. Of course, hoping to bring him back to life so they could continue their pedo journey. And why not? If Trump being in the Epstein files was only strike 1 anyway, we dusted that off our shoulders. That was only strike 1. It's no big deal.
So y'all see this here, Donald Trump truth this truth, and a lot of people are getting upset about it because they're saying that it's wrong for him to compare himself to Jesus. But my question to you is, how do we know he ain't? The Bible said that Jesus would return, but it didn't say nothing about him being in the same teeny tiny twink brown body. That's right, go ahead and cancel me, but I said it. Donald Trump might be Jesus Christ returning. The Bible also says that Jesus would return like a thief in the night, and we all know that Donald Trump has stolen from contractors.
Oh! Some of them really think Trump is Jesus. But Ricardo, there's also some that are finally waking up because of this. I found one of those too. Let's go.
This is strike 3. I supported him. I defended him. I even told people early on, trust the process. I was wrong. This right here is strike 3. But I'll come back to that in a minute. First, it was the Epstein files. We were promised transparency. Then suddenly they disappeared, and anyone still asking questions is told, "Stop following me," as the president. That's not accountability. That's silencing your own supporters.
Wait. Listen. Not here. All people can hear, but can you listen? We're gonna rewind this real quick. The truth is in between the lines. Don't just hear, listen.
This is strike three. I supported him.
This is strike three. So Donald Trump depicting himself as Jesus is strike three. What was strike two? What was strike one? But what was strike two? Listen.
I defended him. I even told people early on, trust the process. I was wrong. This right here is strike three.
Strike three. Depicting himself as Jesus, strike three. What's strike two? Let's find out in a minute.
First, it was the Epstein files.
Oh, strike one. First, it was the Epstein files. You mean to tell me, Pilgrim, that you finding out that your president is a pedo was only strike one? So you find out your daddy, your savior, is a pedo, and that was just strike one?
We were promised transparency. Then suddenly they disappeared, and anyone still asking questions is told, "Stop following me," as the president. That's not accountability. That's silencing your own supporters. Then Iran, and don't get me wrong.
So then Iran is strike two. So strike one was the Epstein files. Strike two was the war in Iran. Come on, listen. Strike one is finding out your president is a pedo. That's not enough to say, whoa, enough. That's not enough. That's just strike one. Strike two is starting a war in Iran. That's just strike two. He gets one more opportunity. You find out he's a pedo. He's starting a war, although he promised no more wars if you vote for me, okay?
You could have just told us Iran was evil and that we weren't gonna placate them anymore. But you had to spin it. You had to throw the propaganda. We were told their nuclear capabilities were completely destroyed after dropping a series of bunker busters.
What? Black dudes want to fucking be Asian dudes. And let me explain.
Hey, yo, y'all gotta chill. Black dudes ain't never, man, listen, we own the blueprints to the biggest, most baddest motherfuckers out this bitch in the bedroom. Ain't no fucking way we trying to be the smallest motherfuckers in the game in the bedroom. Get the fuck out of here.
Why?
Sir, we don't need you to explain. I can assure you that has never been true. Not in the first century, third century, or now. I'm glad I was able to clear that up. You can remove that from your list of worry. It'll never come up again. In the history of black humanity, this has never been true.
Talking about we're jealous of Asian men. What? Black dudes want to fucking be Asian dudes. And let me explain why.
Sir, we don't need you to explain.
It's all talk. You get what I'm saying? That's how America feels when it comes to Democrats.
Well, I just think that it's somewhat hilarious for you to say that Democrats are all talk while you have the red hats on when everything they said was all talk. They said they were going to go and bring gas prices less than $2 a gallon nationally. That never happened. They said they were going to bring your energy bills in half, and that never happened. They said that they were going to go and give you a $5,000 tariff rebate check. That never happened. Then they said they were going to give you a Doge check. That never happened. They then said that they were going to go invest more money in cancer research. That never happened. He said no new wars. That never happened. He said that no American service member would lose their life under his watch. That never happened. The point is that everything that he has said has been a
What about the
complete
wars that
and
he stopped?
total
The wars,
lie.
the
Name one.
wars that he stopped.
Name one.
All the wars in Africa.
Name one.
The wars around the country.
Name one.
He has done things that the rest of the presidents,
Name
like
one.
you guys,
Name one war that he
things speaking,
stopped.
and he's taking care of business
Name
in
one
Iran.
war that he
We've been
stopped.
going this for 47.
Y'all got a lot of blanket statements, but y'all ain't saying no facts on what the fuck he did. What did he do?
years we've
Name
been
one
going
war
through
that
all
he
this,
stopped. You
right?
can't do it. Tell me one war
Listen,
that he
we have
stopped. Name one.
he has the war that he stopped in Africa.
Name one. Name one. Tell me.
I just
Tell me what
told
that
you.
is.
I just told you.
Which one?
I just told you.
Which one?
The war in
Africa's a
Africa.
continent. What
The wars
war
are
in
going.
Africa?
Africa is a continent, motherfucker.
The whole main things that the Democrats have
What
always
war in
focused on.
Africa? What are you talking
Listen,
about? Just name one war.
getting
You
things
can't
done.
name one thing.
He's getting things done, bro. And we
Name
all know the
one
truth.
war.
Once
And
again,
this is a
he's
stupid
getting war.
ass black man. This is a dumbass black MAGA. Because I'm on y'all ass too, black MAGA. Trust and believe me, you just ain't fucking bold enough to jump in my motherfucking chat, because I would have been smoked your ass. Guaranteed.
Stopped 8 wars, bro. 8 of them.
Name
You know this.
one. Name one.
The reality. Listen, what I'm saying. At the end of the day, he gets
Name
things done.
one.
You got your.
Wait a second.
Listen. Your whole thing is what has he done? But the reality is that he's making more decisions. He's making more powerful decisions in
You
a day
mean to
that you'll make
tell
in a
me
lifetime. Let's just be
that
honest.
you
He's making moves.
made
He's
the
making moves,
claim
bro.
that
He's making
Trump
moves.
is ending all these
Yeah.
wars,
Yeah.
and
And
you
then the rest of the countries are
can't
scared. They're scared to get
even
involved with them.
name one.
Listen. Once Iran gets bombed and taken
This
care
is
of,
what
then
it
it's gonna
looks
be done
like
for
to
you
be a
guys.
sheep. This is what it looks
It's
like
gonna
to be
be
a
done.
sheep.
No,
This is being a
that's who
sheep.
you are. I respect that. I respect who you are. But at the end of the
All
day, you guys put
you
everybody
cannot
in front of
name one
America.
war.
And this is the reason you guys
This
are
is what I'm
losing.
talking about. And I just want to make sure that I'm looking at the camera when I say this. You came on here and you made the claim that Democrats are all talk. I just gave you a litany of Trump's promises that none of them he delivered on. And then you make the claim that he went and ended all these wars, and you can't even name one. If you're going and you're saying these things because you heard someone say it and you don't have any background, any research, any idea of what you're talking about, that is the definition of being a sheep. You follow behind the leader. He tells you what to do, what to think, what to say, and you
don't
lap
have
it
a
up
leader.
anyway.
You
And
guys
that
don't have
is
a leader.
pathetic.
It's all talk. You get what I'm saying? That's
Hey everybody, it's me, Brian the Bald-Headed Bastard again. This is my 460th post on this page. It's starting to grow a little bit. If you like,
I see white people waking up. What it tells me is you bitches was never asleep. You knew the whole motherfucking time. It's just that some people understand that it's late in the motherfucking game and it ain't time to keep on playing around. But those of you who got this dying motherfucking confidence in your bullshit, keep on doing it, motherfucker. You about to find out.
these things, please follow me. Increase the follows so I can get to more of you guys and talk some truth. I guess my biggest concern is
Now y'all are looking at this motherfucker and tell me he wasn't MAGA at some time. And if he wasn't MAGA, was he at least a Trump supporter? Yeah, I think so. Just like all the motherfuckers in the streets that's protested, no kings and all that shit, them is Trump supporters. And y'all just don't want to admit it.
Maya, are you unable or just unwilling to answer a fucking question? Do you have the capability to answer a question? Or is it just your gut reflex to insult people? Because in almost every one of the 460 posts I've put up, there's been a question in there. And the vast majority of the responses I get.
Hold up, y'all. I gotta send one text out real quick. 1 second. One second, folks. One second. Back to the
I
brother.
get are mostly you MAGA dimwits just insulting me. Not even an attempt to answer a fucking question. Not even an attempt to defend your point of view. It's sad. It's pathetic. Oh, you're stupid. You're taking off your
Yeah. See, this man know. I'm telling you, in a couple years, y'all motherfuckers gonna be studied. They're gonna have y'all ass at Harvard University, taking the brains out of you dumb motherfuckers to see what type of poison was y'all motherfuckers eating, or what type of mind state was you in when you went into fucking antebellum Trump around this motherfucker. We're gonna laugh at your ass, but it's gonna be a serious study as well. I can guarantee you they're gonna be fucking cutting y'all fucking brains out and studying your stupid ass.
shit. Or you're
And they're gonna come up with a new syndrome. It's gonna be a new motherfucking disease or fucking some kind of fucking brain rot known as TDS. And they're gonna classify it as the people who just couldn't get Trump's dick out their mouth.
bag. Or you like you post memes of me with hot dogs in my mouth and whatever. You take the amount of time to create a meme with my face on it, but you can't answer a simple fucking question. None of the questions I ask are difficult. I ask you to back up your point of view or your support for Donnie the Dimwit. Why you support him? Oh, he's the greatest president ever. Really? What has he done to earn
MAGA, he got you dumb bitches down.
that title? Simple question. What has he done?
Now
He closed the borders. Really? How did that affect your life? In any way, shape, or form? How?
It didn't affect their life. It affected their fucking egos. See, they egomaniacs, just like he is. And because their ego is big, but their personality is small, they don't get a chance to walk out here and say slick shit to black people that'll get them punched in their fucking mouth. They don't do that. They know to get on a fucking keyboard and get real fucking tough with their fingertips, but they ain't never gonna walk out this bitch and confront the people that they running their fucking fingers about. It's called bitch ass behavior. You see what I'm saying? Some people know better than to go out here running their fucking mouth in public because it's physical. It's very physical. You can't just run around here running your fucking mouth without getting your head beat in. And that's the real of the reality that these soft motherfuckers is on. That's why they get on the internet. You know how fucking great it is to have an experience with a black man that's speaking passionately and you just a little raisin motherfucking potato salad eating motherfucker. This might be the highlight of your fucking day to hear a real motherfucker talk with real passion, really against pedophilia. I'm pretty sure some of you soft motherfuckers admire that shit because you can't do it. You ain't never stood up to no shit like white fragility. I ain't even calling that shit white supremacy because it ain't shit supreme about it. If you gotta put a mask on and run around here and say I'm the best, you a fucking liar. You don't believe nothing you're saying. You don't believe you're supreme. You're acting supreme, but the genetics ain't motherfucking hitting on the same level. So you can act supreme all the fuck you want. Actually being supreme is weathering any motherfucking storm that come your way, walking out this bitch with no badge on every day, ready to slay motherfuckers. Whether it's verbal, physical, motherfucking intellectually, whatever. But you can't bring your potato salad ass conversation in this motherfucker with raisins in it and tell me that you talking some good shit. Cause I can see with my own fucking eyes that this gonna be some bullshit. This gonna be some motherfucking bullshit. Although I did have some pork and beans the other day with some pineapple juice that was quite marvelous. I didn't know y'all had that one in your bag. That shit was good. Probably got it from a black lady. No, I'm just being funny right now. But that fucking pork and beans, pineapple juice in that motherfucker. Man, I don't know where y'all got that one from, but y'all was on y'all best shit that day. But listen, man, real shit. I love the fact that I don't have to just get black radical type of people to get on this motherfucker and tell you bitches what's wrong. We know what's wrong in America. You know? Like, I had a very interesting childhood and I was around a lot of diverse individuals. From sports, you see what I'm saying, to school and all that shit. So I've been around all types of people my whole fucking life. And I've been friends with those people my whole fucking life. Ain't nobody never had to question whether or not I was their fucking friend. But after I got 12, 13, 14, shit started changing. Certain people started looking at me differently and treating me differently. And yeah, I noticed it. It's a frequency. And nobody can dodge frequency. When the frequency change amongst the people that you've been around, you know it. Like, hey, wait a fucking minute, dog. Where the fuck that shit come from? Oh, that's the shit you on? You see what I'm saying? So I'm picking up, I'm reading. Also, it's atrocities happening all around the world. And there's only a certain amount of people that really, I can see they give a fuck. So while I'm seeing, oh, so you got all this fucking energy for this, that, and the other, and the Holocaust and all that shit, but y'all don't got that same energy for the Holocaust that my motherfucking people was in? You ain't even calling it a fucking Holocaust. You acting like motherfuckers had jobs. So, yeah, things started to change with me. Now, I gotta treat you motherfuckers how you know, I gotta pay you like you weigh. If you sitting around this bitch and you don't have no outrage for the shit that's going on in my motherfucking world, then why the fuck should I have some sympathy for what happened in your world? You don't give a fuck about mine. I gotta cut yours off. You see what I'm saying? So now it's based on conditions. How do you fuck with me? How cool are we for real? If you see some shit happening to somebody that look like me and it don't bother you. Now, motherfucker, everybody gotta have a motherfucking past. I need to see what you talking about. I need to see where your head at. And if your head is fucked up, then I'm prepared to say, fuck you, dog. Cool that we played football together when we was little. But I see as a grown ass man, you changed just like the motherfuckers when I was 12 or 13 years old. You ain't the same. Something changed. So here we are.
Did you get a better job? Did you get a better house? Did you get a better car?
No.
What? What got better? Did prices come down? No. So what did he do?
Nothing.
We need the SAVE Act. Why? What is it going to do that registering to vote doesn't already do? Simple question.
Cheating. Hold on. This is the fucking red. This is the left side. I mean the right side. It's fraudulent. The votes are fraudulent. Hold up, bitch. The votes wasn't fraudulent when your ass was winning. When George W. Bush, even though them motherfuckers, I think they cheated, who was that motherfucker name? Kerry. I think they cheated him. I think Kerry beat Bush, and they gave that shit to Bush. They took that shit. Y'all remember they announced that, I think his name is John Kerry, or whatever the fuck his name is, Curry. They announced that he had won the presidency, and they came back like 10 minutes later and said Bush won that motherfucker. Everybody remember that.
But all I get is shut the fuck up. Voter fraud. Where's your proof? It's 60 different court cases
And
Did
you lost all of them.
Giuliani testify in front of Congress?
They not even voting in 27, you stupid motherfucker. Hey, Terry, you dumb as shit. Again, you prove that you are his core base, the white uneducated.
Could not provide a single piece of evidence. Every one of the 60 court cases was thrown out because you could not provide a single piece of evidence. Well, they found all these people that registered. They registered. They didn't fucking vote. It's not that hard, people. Try it just once. Answer a question. Don't just put insults. You don't think I know I'm fat? You don't think I know I'm ugly? I do. I don't care. It doesn't hurt me. Calling me a fag? I'm very comfortable with my sexuality. Never sucked a dick in my life. Never even thought about
it. Hey, yeah, I'm about to foul this mother. I fuck with him. Damn, that was funny as shit. That was hilarious.
I don't give a shit about people who do. I don't waste my time spending time in my brain thinking about what they do behind closed doors, because guess what? It's none of my fucking business. So people, your anger is a gift. Don't let them off the hook. Ask them the questions. Force them to fucking answer. They're not that bright. It'll send their brains into a scramble.
Seven Racing, good morning, man.
Watch.
Shout out to my mods. Seven, what it do? Top of the morning.
A little fucking irrational chud. You're a little irrational. You're your own counter argument. I love it when misogynists do this, by the way.
I love Dean Withers, and you guys have been requesting him in my comments. If you don't know who he is, he debates MAGA chuds for sport, like for fun, like a hobby, and he is terrifyingly good at it. Today's opponent walked in with his chest puffed out, led with his height. Babe told us he's 6'2", 215 pounds, like that's a debate point, and Dean just said, who cares? That you're 6'2", your ability to touch the ceiling in your house doesn't give you the ability to be a good member of society. And I already adore this guy, so let's just go.
I'm 6'2", 215. Nice try.
You're weak because of your mental inability to place a preference for rationale over prejudice. You legitimately won't be able to get anywhere in life when you don't base your belief system off of measures of reality, but rather off of your own emotional seemings. Who cares that you're 6'2"? Okay, your ability to touch the ceiling in your house doesn't give you the ability to be a good member of society. You told us that you support Trump because Kamala Harris was a feminist, and you think that feminism is dangerous to the country?
Yeah, she led a feminism and wokeism campaign, and I think that's detrimental to the country. Yes, sir.
Okay, I think that feminism has been great for the country. If it wasn't for feminism, women wouldn't have the right to vote. They'd just be subjugated to a quote-unquote housemaid. They wouldn't be able to report in marriage. They wouldn't be able to speak on a mic and share their opinion with the world. They wouldn't be able to enter into the workforce. They wouldn't be able to start businesses or open bank accounts. And I'd say that clearly all of these things are very good for the country. So when I hear somebody say that feminism is bad for the country, I can't help but think that, well, the fruits of feminism, such as what I just described, is therefore also bad under your view. So do you hold to the opinion that women shouldn't have the right to vote, shouldn't be able to report in marriage, shouldn't be able to enter the workforce or start a business?
No, they should be able to do all those things you just mentioned.
Well, we only have all those things because of feminism.
No, what I'm saying is okay, I didn't mean like the definition per se. I'm saying like her ideology. So in terms of today's America, do you believe that females and males are equal and that no gender is greater than the other one?
Well, you're prefacing this question by asking me in America. So I think that ideologically, in my opinion, okay, that gender is completely irrelevant to determining the personable characteristics of an individual. And men and women should be equal to one another. Now, I don't think that's the case in America today. I think that we live under a patriarchy, and this is going to be exemplified through many social constraints, such as adherence to traditionalism that teaches a lot of men into thinking that men are better at leading than women, and women should be subjugated to being the housemaid, and we'd also see that same subjugation of indoctrination on many women, where like women will hold anti-women beliefs, such as the fact that once again men should be leaders, they should be the courageous defenders, and women should just kind of stay at home, shut up, cook and clean.
Well, let me ask you this. So let's say a man.
Well, looks like you're not going to be asking me anything because your internet cut out, my friend. Maybe get off that MAGA mobile.
Is it better than that?
No, bro, this is not working. What's going on, dude?
All right, one second.
I'm pretty sure that router. Pretty sure that router was built by a man. Maybe you should go back to the store and make sure that you're buying a router built by a woman. Might work a little bit better. Sure, yeah, I can hear you.
All right, I changed rooms. Okay, so if a man and a woman get arrested for the same exact crime, on the average, who gets sentenced more time, the man or the woman?
I wouldn't know.
It's the man.
Okay. Do you have a source for that?
Yeah, go on Google and look it up. I mean, I'm on my phone. I don't want to. I mean, you have.
So you're telling me go on Google and look it up, so you don't have a source?
Because I'm on the phone talking to you. I mean,
Sure.
I can get out of the app, but it wastes time because you're in front of the computer.
Talking about crime, answer this: who commits 92% of it?
92% of crimes. I don't know. Tell me.
Men.
Man, okay.
Why do you think that
may be
is?
true, but I'm asking. Wait, why are you pivoting from when I ask you? This is what you do. I ask a question, you pivot to something else. I'm asking you the question.
I answered your question. I told you I didn't know. You told me that, well, men get charged with longer sentences on average for the same exact crime in comparison to women. I asked you for your source, and you couldn't give it to me. Would that not be just the natural dead end of the convo? Because clearly we're only going to be positing claims in which we could prove, because this is a debate live.
Don't worry, I'll get the source. Don't worry. Can I get the source?
Sure. Now, what does this have to do with why you don't like feminism and why you think Kamala Harris would have been a bad president?
Yeah, because in today's world, it's like the women have like complete control of relationships and marriages. In marriages, they come out on top because guess what? When you get a divorce, let's say you made $10 million and your wife made 50 grand a year, she's still entitled to have your
Aloha Kitty, good morning.
possessions. Do you think that's true? Do you think that should be true? Do you support that?
Yeah, I do think that inside of a marriage, there's nothing. There's no more quote unquote personal income. Any dollar that a man would make would be equally owned by the wife, and any dollar that the wife would make would be equally owned by the man. Okay, that's just what a marriage stands for, legally and socially.
Yeah, then keep coming back to my live screen. Y'all understand these people is just disruptive. They don't want to hear the truth, and they only want to talk about bullshit to take up time from the truth. Let's go.
A marriage is a union of two into one. So the moment you marry is the moment that you become one, meaning that all of the possessions that you would come to own during that unionship would be mutually owned by both two parties under the union of one. Now, here's the thing. This is funny because what you just described is actually an outcome of traditionalism. See, when we spend generations telling women that they shouldn't make money and they should stay at home and raise the kids, work a job and go unpaid. But then we tell men that the only thing that women find valuable in them is the amount of money that they make, influencing them to go out and try to get high-paying jobs. Well, of course, what we're going to be left with is many unions where the man makes a lot of money and the woman doesn't make just as much money. That is a natural outcome of traditionalism. That's the way you want it to be. But then all of a sudden, when a couple gets divorced and they leave from that union of one now into two individual different people, yeah, the property collected during that union is going to be equally split down the middle. In fact, once again, just to repeat myself, that is a natural outcome from traditionalism. So what it seems like, sir, is that you are disagreeing with traditionalism here, and you don't think that we should incentivize men to be the breadwinners and women to stay at home, cook, clean, and raise the kids. So thank you for conceding that feminism is a good thing, because feminism actually argues for the abolition of those prescriptive gendered norms that would lead to said outcome.
No, this shouldn't. Okay, no, I disagree with you. Okay, let me ask you this question. Let's say you got married at age. Let's say you started a business at age 20, right? At age 40, you get married. You had the business for 20 years. You made $50 million. You get married, and then you get divorced after 2 years. You agree that your wife for 2 years should get half of what you worked for 22?
Well, I agree that if you were dumb enough to not sign a prenup, or you didn't think that a prenup would be required, then yeah, the wife was absolutely entitled to 50% of the possessions from what you made prior to marriage. But because, once again, that's the contract that you entered into. You had access to the knowledge that if you do not enter into a prenuptial agreement prior to the contract of marriage, that if that marriage were to ever terminate, that she would have an entitlement to 50% of your possessions prior to entering into that marriage. If you want to prevent that outcome, get a prenup. I don't disagree with prenups. I think they're fair. I think it's totally fair if a man and a woman are to get married and they both mutually agree on a prenuptial agreement that if division were to occur, it would act in accordance with the regulatory guidelines set forth in the prenuptial agreement. But I also do want to clarify here that that's not how asset division works. Premarital assets are usually not counted as community assets.
I mean, Bill Gates had to give half his possessions to Bill Gates had to give half his possessions to his wife.
Okay.
Oh my! Don't tell me you wanted to.
Likely collected during the marriage, right?
I don't know what it was, but do you think his wife was entitled to that?
Sure, yeah. If those community assets were acquired during the union, of course she'd be entitled to half of them.
Right, so he created Microsoft way before he met her. He did all these great things, but then because he married her, she's entitled to that.
She's entitled to the community assets acquired during the marriage, yeah. That's what a union is, dude.
Okay, this is just ridiculous. And you
well, that's what a marriage is. Listen, nobody's forcing you to get married. If you don't like the notion that a marriage is a union of two into one, then you don't have to get married. But that's what a union is, bro. We have prenups for a reason too, so if you want to handle that union a little bit differently than the default, i.e. 50-50 if a divorce were to occur, then go get a prenup. That's fair. But by default, okay, a union inside of a marriage does dictate that if divorce were to occur, that communal assets are shared 50-50.
So this guy comes in hot saying feminism is dangerous to the country. Dean, cool as a cucumber, walks him through every single fruit of feminism: voting rights, reporting SA in marriage, entering the workforce, opening bank accounts, and let's go back to the right for a woman to report SA in her own marriage. The Violence Against Women Act passed in 1994, and it's the reason that there's federal teeth behind prosecuting domestic violence and SA in this country. The House vote was 235 to 195. 188 Republicans voted no. 188. And every single time it's come up for reauthorization since in 2013 and 2019, it's been Republicans dragging their feet or voting no in droves while Democrats carried it across the finish line. So you'll gaslight people for decades about family.
The earth is not flat. The earth is not round. There's a few things that the Bible tells us about the earth, but really it's shaped.
All right, folks, check this out. The MAGA civil war is really heating up. It's gotten so bad that some of the largest Republican commentators are now saying that they're going to vote for Democrats in the midterms in 2026. It's gotten that bad for them. Now, we've seen this take shape in the past couple of months. Donald Trump has attacked people like Tucker Carlson, Megyn Kelly, Alex Jones, and many other MAGA media figures. They have hit back at him, but now it's really reaching ahead just in time for the midterms. So I want to show you an interview that was done between Steven Crowder, a MAGA commentator who loves Donald Trump, and Nick Fuentes, who used to be a Trump fan, used to compliment Trump, is now saying he's going to vote for Democrats. And it gets kind of heated in the second clip I'm going to show you. But Nick Fuentes in this one explains why he's voting for Democrats. And let me preface this conversation by saying both of the people you see on your screen right now are unhinged lunatics. They are both disgusting human beings, and I have no problem saying that, but I will always enjoy watching the MAGA figures fight each other. So let's start with this clip before we get into everything else of Nick Fuentes explaining why he's voting for Democrats, and Steven Crowder really just doesn't have much of a response. Take a look.
Okay, so flesh out the plan. I disagree. Vote Democrat in 2026. Why? And then walk me through the plan.
So, in 2024, I didn't vote Republican. I recused myself. I just told people not to vote. Everybody thinks I voted for Kamala, but I didn't. I just told people to withhold their vote. But in 2026, what really did it for me was the war in Iran. I think that, for me, that was the red line. We were promised no new wars. We got a war in Iran. And I really believe that if you vote for Republicans after that, it's almost like you'll tolerate anything, because that's such an explicit betrayal and on a very serious matter. And then what's more, to maybe get into the positive reason for voting Democrat as opposed to withholding your vote or not voting Republican, is I think that when you look at the House of Representatives in particular, and I'd say this on my show, they exercise oversight powers under the Constitution. And so they can depose, they can compel the release of documents, they can subpoena, form subcommittees. And I really believe that they, set against the Republicans, will actually work to slow down the administration. And it's not just that the administration is not doing things, they're doing things that are bad. They did try to bury the Epstein files, and if it wasn't for the Democrats and a handful of Republicans, they would have never seen the light of day. And then you have the War Powers Resolution in the Senate, which got shut down basically along party lines, with one exception, which was John Fetterman. And so, and then you have a group of Democrats, this is just last week, they put out a letter to the White House asking to disclose Israel's nuclear program. So I would like to see actually Democrats.
Can you repeat that last part just for people who maybe missed it? There was a lot of rapid fire, disclosing the nuclear program.
Yeah, there was a group of 20 House Democrats. They signed a letter to the White House basically asking the White House to acknowledge that Israel has a nuclear arsenal, because they believe, and I think it's correct, that the lack of disclosure about that creates a risk of miscalculation or escalation. We don't know where Israel's red line is when they would use a nuke. So these are just like a few examples where I think that it's actually a good thing for Democrats to have a divided government with Republicans and slow down and challenge some of the things that are going on, because I think they're not good.
Wow, I never thought I'd see the day. I've been making political content online for 6 years now, if you can even believe it. I'm 23. I started when I was 17. I've known about Nick Fuentes for quite some time. He is a lunatic. We know that. I never thought I'd see the day where he's telling people to vote for Democrats, and he's actually making a positive argument in favor of Democrats, saying that, like, yeah, the Democrats are actually going to slow down what this administration is doing. And don't get it twisted. Not only we're going to slow it down, we're going to shut it.
Hey, Sim, yeah, it's quiet right now. You know, I gave him too much truth too early. You know what I'm saying? I gave him too much truth too early, man. It was like 400 people in this joint. I've been on here for what, 44 minutes? Yeah, it was about 300 people in here, but I gave him too much truth too early. I ain't let him fester. You know what I'm saying? I ain't let him fester. But it's great. I might go ahead and start this live stream over. You know, sometimes when you start over, it get cracking again. I'm on my way to the range. You know what I'm saying? To shoot some jumpers. So I'm gonna be live, but I probably ain't gonna be active. That's me. I'm gonna get him cracking. Let's get it cracking.
You to say this? Yes. And what else did they say to you? That's how anything before we go.
You're totally right. I was champing at the bit to do just that, but you're right. That's the first order. Ms. MAGA.
Who told you I ain't finished? Well, I crushed that job.
You were at the pool that day, yes. When did you first talk to anybody about what happened? Oh, that officer? What did he ask? It's all absolutely admissible, going to credibility and position to see it, and it's got to tell, right? It seems very likely it tells a bad story about how this case came to be. The suspense to me here, Ben.
In Conflict of Nations, you can build an army, battle other players, create alliances, and even drop a nuke. Just tap below and download now.
When I say that Donald Trump is having a psychotic meltdown, I don't say it lightly. I'm not being hyperbolic. Throughout the day yesterday, he was posting hundreds of AI images that were truly psychotic. And I mean hundreds of AI images. This, as the United States temporarily paused a massive escalation against Iran because we ran out of munitions. This is what Donald Trump was posting. Let me just show you AI images like this. It's our oil tanker now. It's an AI image of Donald Trump and the United States military taking over an Iranian tanker like we're pirates, and you have Iranians wearing some white garb. It's like a racist AI image also, and they're jumping overboard, and it says, "It's our oil tanker now." It's what the President of the United States is posting. He then posts an AI image of like a cartoon of an Iranian ship being blown up, and it says, "No more engines," as the United States blows up an Iranian tanker. Then he posts an AI image of lots of U.S. fighter jets blowing up Karg Island, and he posts it like it's a movie billboard on his official presidential account. And Trump goes, "Strike on Karg," and it's American fighter jets blowing up Karg Island and engaging in war crimes. He posts this odd movie billboard AI image of himself, "Cosmic Commander, Leadership Destiny Beyond." He posts a separate AI image of himself as a pirate taking over an Iranian tanker. "It's our oil tanker now." And he's removing the Iranian flag from the Iranian tanker, and he's putting a U.S. flag. Then he posts this AI image, "Guardians of the World," and it's a photo of him hunched over in the background, and there are U.S. fighter jets blowing up Iran, and there's explosions at Iranian, looks like power plants, and other civilian infrastructure, and boats look like they're being blown up. And it says, "Guardians of the World." Then he posts yet another image of "It's our oil tanker now." Then he goes from saying "Guardians of the World" to "Guardian Angels of the World." And you remember, what was it, a week and a half ago, where Donald Trump said that the U.S. is the guardian angel of Hormuz and will be charging 20% tolls? That's what Trump, 20% of the inventory on a tanker the U.S. will charge for controlling the Strait of Hormuz. Then he said that he would not be doing that 24 hours after saying we were the guardian angels of Hormuz, right? That was like 2 weeks ago. And then more of our service members got killed. And just like, what was it, 48 hours ago, he said he's going to open up the gates of hell and blow up all the Iranian bridges and power plants. And then in the past 24 hours, they paused the attack because we ran out of munitions, and Iran was destroying all of our air bases in the nearby Arab nations in the region. More AI images from Donald Trump by an Iranian tanker. "This is our oil tanker now." I mean, this is the President of the United States. I don't know how this isn't funny. This is not like laugh out loud. This is a psychotic individual who's the President of the United States posting AI slop about being a pirate. I mean, the U.S. Navy and CENTCOM was once the most proud organization in the world, and this is what we've been reduced to. Then he posts this weird photo. He's posting this about himself, the man who saved America, and it's these photos of him at different times throughout his life. Quite the contrary. This is the person who single-handedly destroyed the United States. I mean, this is a humiliation ritual. Right now, like all this, the damage that this is being done generationally is hard to even describe in words. Then he posts this weird AI cartoon of Rosie O'Donnell, and he's like obsessed with her, and it says, "My dearest Donald, dear President Trump, you are truly one of a kind, XOXO Rosie. It's not a sip, it's a lifestyle," and she's in Ireland, and so he's posting that. He also posts this weird image of himself. Give the enemy nightmares. Trump 2028. And it's him in the fog with, I guess, special forces. And I guess the statement is that he's going to not leave office in 2028 and he's going to have special forces terrorize and torture Americans or something. Give the enemy nightmares. Is that what he's saying? Another post, it's our oil tanker now. A weird AI image of him, I guess, driving a ship. That's not really how ships work. You don't drive them like that. It's not the way our military vessels work, but that's what he's doing. Then he says America first, and he puts himself on a AI image with founders. Then a weird image of himself behind one of the White House columns, and he's creepily looking at the camera. Then he posts again, goodbye engine room, an AI image of himself and John F. Kennedy, JFK, a big, gigantic AI Trump 2028 coffee mug with someone in a green shirt screaming. I guess he's saying that, I guess, depicting a liberal or something, and this is people sad of a Trump 2028 mug, and he's posting that. Trump from the 1980s, but now he has himself in an AI Trump 2028 pink Save America hat. Then another AI image, plan trusted, a weird photo of the Capitol building that appears to be a lake in front of it, some sort of moat in front of it as well. And it says Panic in DC, a weird AI cartoon of Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon, and Colbert, a weird AI cartoon of Chris Christie and Jerry Nadler fighting over a cheesecake, a weird photo of him on Air Force One looking in front of or standing in front of a Joe Biden video playing from an address that former President Biden gave in the Oval Office. A image of himself, AI image of himself as a doctor. You see this spine. This is what I want to put back in Republicans. And he's a spine doctor, saying he wants to put spine back in doctors. Then a weird movie billboard of himself grabbing George Washington's hand from a cliff and saving George Washington. There's like dozens of more like that, but this is what he was doing all day yesterday. Then on the official White House accounts, hop in, best dimension yet, and it's a cartoon of a Border Patrol officer groping the breasts or chest area of an actual alien, and arresting and torturing an actual alien while Donald Trump frolics around the White House, while cartoon Donald Trump frolics around the White House, and somebody's playing tag with him and saying, "Ooh, gotcha, you're it, you're it, you're it," while Border Patrol assaults an alien. There's a cartoon of Trump running around playing tag with somebody, and then it concludes by saying MAGA in weird letters. That's what Donald Trump's posting, but I want to share some photos, actually. Here are the 4 service members who died in Donald Trump's catastrophic and unlawful war in the past few days. Take a look at them. This is deadly serious stuff. Our service members are being killed. Our economy is being destroyed. America's standing in the world has been destroyed. And Donald Trump is saying he's going to open up the gates of hell. And then right as the deadline approaches, as he's done now every time, he backs away, which we shouldn't be in this catastrophic and unlawful war in the first place. He backs away. And then now we learn that we ran out of munitions, and that's one of the main reasons. And so also, as part of this death loop, Netanyahu is taking a trip to the United States tomorrow, where he's going to tell Donald Trump about Iran's reconstituting its nuclear arsenal. Donald, you're going to have to invade. And the lunatic, seriously, the psychotic lunatic who we saw on the stage at the White House Correspondents' Dinner, the psychotic lunatic who's making these social media posts, will be meeting with Netanyahu, who will be saying, Donald, you need to invade, you need to do all of this. And knowing Trump, he'll probably do it. And then we'll run out of more munitions. Then he'll back out of it again. And we'll get more service members killed. And he'll further destroy our economy. And look, while Donald Trump is doing all of this, the American people are suffering. The cost of living is such that people can't afford anything right now, can't afford gas or groceries. People are starving in the United States and they can't afford rent. And if they have a paycheck, they're living paycheck to paycheck, barely getting by, tapping into the remaining savings, which is nothing that they have. They can't afford anything. Credit card delinquencies are up, foreclosures are up dramatically, consumer confidence at a historic low. And this is how he's behaving. I mean, it's sickening. I'll show you some other photos. These are the U.S. air bases successfully destroyed by Iran from July 9th to July 24th. Just look at the images. A lot of these images come from satellite images from Iran, which they get their satellite images from China and Russia. The U.S. has banned satellite. Russia and China. That's what we've been reduced to. And they're accurate. They've been proven to be accurate photos. So you take a look at the King Faisal, you take a look at Ali al-Salam in Tower 22, Muafik, that's where the service members were killed, Muafik Salti in Jordan, King Faisal, you see all these bases destroyed in Syria, in Erbil, Iraq, obliterated. Soldier barracks at 4 bases, MQ-9 hangars, jet hangars, helicopter hangars. And so Trump had to move all of our equipment to Israel because the United States security umbrella was totally destroyed in the Arab nations. It does exist still in Israel. Israel got it, but the Arab nations got screwed over. And so that's why the Arab nations are like, China, please come. I'm going to do a video on this morning. They're like, Xi Jinping, we replaced the U.S. security umbrella. So now you're going to have a China security umbrella replace the United States security umbrella. Wang Yi.
I knew the injection would kill me. My score said so, and I still took it. The divine serum. 1 injection, 1 chance, administered once to every graduating class. The nurse had a scanning device on her cart, a flat panel that read your body before the needle went in. If your score hit 10 or above, the serum was survivable. Below 10, it was fatal. Every student in the gymnasium had known the threshold since the briefing booklet landed on their chairs. Kruger was 3 rows ahead of me. His family owned the mines my father had worked his whole life. He sat completely relaxed, no fidgeting, no checking the panel, nothing to prove. The panel read him, 14.
The foreign minister of Iran met with Araghchi, the foreign minister of Iran. And I'll do a video on this shortly this morning. Like, one of the main reasons why Trump backed out of the escalation was China said they were going to get involved in the war. It's not just that we ran out of munitions. China said, this will be World War III. We're getting involved, Donald. And that's what ultimately had Donald Trump back out. I mean, you clearly have market manipulation at play also. One of the things we saw before Trump officially backed out of the massive escalation was there was all of these oil contracts that were being bought that seemed to all know before Trump made the announcement that he was going to make the announcement and prices were going to drop. And that people who had a long position were going to get absolutely screwed on the price going up, because lots of people figured, okay, well, you're escalating. It should be $150 a barrel, $125 a barrel. That's where it's all heading, based on everything that was being said. And then Trump's like, now we're going to pause. So then the price of crude drops 7% in like a minute once the futures markets opened. And, you know, as this account says, as Just Dario says, I'd like to congratulate whoever is behind this. He's being sarcastic. This latest asinine crude oil market manipulation that started on Friday at 1:30 a.m. Eastern Time, especially on the 2 large dumps of hyper liquid during the weekend, sending WTI crude to $85 while 0 crossings are taking place in the Strait of Hormuz. Okay, no tankers are leaving the Strait of Hormuz. One ship has been hit with a mine and exploded earlier on Sunday. The Jazan refinery in Saudi Arabia, the Aramco facility, still burning, and the other one in Saudi Arabia destroyed as well. The Houthis fired upon a fourth oil tanker in the Bab el-Mandab Strait and have effectively shut that down for Saudi tankers. And Ukraine hit an Iranian ship in the Caspian Sea, and Iran is threatening to retaliate against Ukraine. Ukraine is successfully striking refineries in Russia. Russia is striking refineries and transport and other cargo in Ukraine. With all of this going on, oil dropped 7%. It's a massive market manipulation at a scale that has never been seen before. With all of this going on, and this as background, one of the stories I'm following closely, and you know that I know you are also, is I want to see Barron Trump subpoenaed. I really do. For everything they put Hunter through, I want to see Barron sit there and squirm. I mean, I want to see Ivanka also, to be clear, and Jared, and I want to see Eric, and I want to see Don Jr., and I want to see Witkoff, and I want to see Witkoff's kids. Of course, I want to see all of that, and that'll happen. But I want to see Barron because, you know, he thinks he can just be out of the limelight and do all this grifting, in my opinion. And it's like, nah, man, nah. What you put Hunter through, Barron it is. And you know Melania hates that. So here's Congresswoman Ansari with Jack Cucciarella on the Midas Touch Network. Let's play it.
So to be clear, you want to see Barron Trump come before Congress and answer questions about his relationship with Andrew Tate?
I absolutely want to see Barron Trump come before Congress and answer questions about this. I mean, there is, reporting about this, and he should answer these questions. What is his relationship? What kind of communication have they had? What kinds of connections has Barron Trump potentially made for Andrew Tate and his brother? Has he had any conversations with other White House officials about this? These are all really important questions to be asking. Barron Trump has also, there's more reporting about him as it pertains to financial dealings and corruption, and this is not the only issue.
Dean Withers here. The Trump administration is in full-fledged panic mode, and the wall everything that you need to know. First and foremost, the Washington Post is reporting that top-ranking White House officials are holding secret meetings in private about the expected barrage of investigations into Trump, his family, his cabinet members, and even themselves. Why? Well, that's because they think that the Democrats are gonna win the midterms. Definitely the House of Representatives, possibly even the Senate. And they think this because today, according to The Economist, Donald Trump is the most unpopular president in American history at this point in their term, according to approval ratings. All of this goes to show that Americans, including many Republicans, are turning against the Trump administration en masse, and they know it. They also know that because of that, accountability for their bullshit might just be right over the horizon. That's all for now. Make sure to hit that follow button to stay in the loop.
You're saying that the economy was thriving and all these great numbers happened, but Trump enacted tariffs that remained in place under Biden.
No, and I'm going to defeat that argument with just this point right here. Under Donald Trump, in the first time he was in office, you were getting about $75 billion per year in private sector investment to build new manufacturing facilities in this country. $75 billion a year, despite the fact, which was a reduction from what it was under Barack Obama, despite the fact that Trump gave them these big tax cuts, despite the fact that they were making record profits, they still were investing less than they were under Barack Obama. Now, when Joe Biden comes in, he passes the infrastructure bill, the Inflation Reduction Act, and all those other things. That number immediately skyrockets to $210 billion per year of private sector investment to build new manufacturing facilities, 3 times the amount per year of investment to build new facilities. That is the difference. When you pass those legislations and you actually go forward and put targeted incentives, that's what grows the economy. Here's why. Because when you go and you give companies something for nothing tax cuts, they don't go and use it to go and invest in America. They use it for stock buybacks. They use it to go and buy corporate jets. They use that to go and increase CEO pay. They use that to go and fund the trips of their executives. And they do not use that to invest in America. What we did was we put targeted tax incentives that said, look, if you hire American workers, if you go forward and build in America, and you're actually working to benefit the American people, then you get a tax incentive. And because companies are ruled by money and their desire to make more profit, they go forward and they do that because that's what helps them grow the economy. The Republican Party believes in just giving tax breaks and hoping and praying that eventually one day that they will invest in the American worker. We believe in putting that into law, making them do that to go and get those tax incentives, and that's why we grew the economy at record numbers. Trump came in, got rid of all of that, and came forward and put tariffs in place to put an unstable system in our place. And that's why the economy is doing worse off, because the policies are not right for the people of this country.
You're saying that the economy was thriving and all these great numbers happened, but Trump enacted tariffs that remained in place under Biden.
No, and I'm going to defeat that argument with just this point right here. Under Donald Trump, in the first time he was in office, you were getting about $75 billion per year in private sector investment to build new manufacturing facilities in this country. $75 billion a year, despite the fact, which was a reduction from what it was under Barack Obama, despite the fact that Trump gave them these big tax cuts, despite the fact that they were making record profits, they still were investing less than they were under Barack Obama. Now, when Joe Biden comes in, he passes the infrastructure bill, the Inflation Reduction Act, and all those other things. That number immediately skyrockets to $210 billion per year of private sector investment to build new manufacturing facilities, 3 times the amount per year of investment to build new facilities. That is the difference. When you pass those legislations and you actually go forward and put targeted incentives, that's what grows the economy. Here's why. Because when you go and you give companies something for nothing tax cuts, they don't go and use it to go and invest in America. They use it for stock buybacks. They use it to go and buy corporate jets. They use that to go and increase CEO pay. They use that to go and fund the trips of their executives. And they do not use that to invest in America. What we did was we put targeted tax incentives that said, look, if you hire American workers, if you go forward and build in America, and you're actually working to benefit the American people, then you get a tax incentive. And because companies are ruled by money and their desire to make more profit, they go forward and they do that because that's what helps them grow the economy. The Republican Party believes in just giving tax breaks and hoping and praying that eventually one day that they will invest in the American worker. We believe in putting that into law, making them do that to go and get those tax incentives, and that's why we grew the economy at record numbers. Trump came in, got rid of all of that, and came forward and put tariffs in place to put an unstable system in our place. And that's why the economy is doing worse off, because the policies are not right for the people of this country.
You're saying that the economy was thriving and all these great numbers happened, but Trump enacted tariffs that remained.
How stupid do these Republicans think we are? And honestly, it's not even us. The question is, how stupid do these Republicans think their own voters are? That's the question. And the answer is pretty freaking stupid. And they would be right, because they are. So Republicans in the leadership in the House held a press conference the other day, and I want to play you just a couple of quick clips from Steve Scalise. I mean, this first one really demonstrates just how stupid these Republicans think their own voters are.
Well, personally, I don't really.
These Republicans think their own voters are. Watch this.
When you think about something like Save America, which is at the heart of democracy, just saying, show picture ID to vote. For God's sake, you can't go get pasta at Olive Garden without a picture ID. Why not be able to show a picture ID to vote?
You can't get pasta at the Olive Garden without a picture ID. Oh my God. This is how stupid they think their own voters are. And honestly, they can't be that stupid, can they? I mean, many of them have eaten at Olive Garden. They know you don't have to show a photo ID to buy pasta. But this is the thing. And, you know, Steve Scalise isn't the first one to say something like this. I mean, Trump himself, I've heard him say many times at these cult rallies, he'll say to the assembled group of half-bred morons in front of him that you can't even go to the grocery store to buy a loaf of bread without a photo ID. You can't even buy a loaf of bread at the grocery store. And I made up that word, groceries. Nobody ever heard of that word before.
Well, personally, I don't really want any more immigrants here. I don't want any more legal immigrants, and I don't want any more illegal immigrants. We have enough people as it is. Well, because it makes Americans suffer. It not only affects the culture, so it changes the demographics of the country, which will affect the white people who live in this country.
Thank you for being honest. And this video that I'm making is not even for white people. It's for you Latinos for Trump. The ones that claim that all white MAGA, Donald Trump, and his administration, they're not against us Latinos. They're just against illegals. No, 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 no. They are against this country not being predominantly white. And that is the reason why Donald Trump is bringing over white people from South Africa into this country. And from the get-go, as soon as they arrive to this country, they get a visa and they get government aid so that their start in this country is off to a really good start. Oh, Ricardo, but they're coming over seeking asylum because they're oppressed over in South Africa. Meanwhile, they are removing brown people that came from Latin American countries on asylum as refugees. They are removing their asylum and deporting them. A very large percentage of brown people from Latin American countries that came here as refugees, they've already been deported. Many of them that already gained their U.S. citizenship, their citizenship got removed and they've been deported. The problem in this country is not illegal immigration. The problem, or rather, their problem, is there is too many brown people in this country. That's the problem. Do you know how many white people from Australia and from European countries come to this country illegally and live here illegally? And yet, when they say, if you look illegal, we can pull you over to make sure that you're not illegal. And somehow, some way, looking illegal just happens to look like this. As if only people that look like this are undocumented, came to this country illegally. And like she said, it's not about coming here legally or illegally. It is about keeping America white. This video is for Latinos for Trump. I hope that you know that when you voted for Trump, you voted for white supremacy to reign. And when I say reign, I mean reign as in R-E-I-G-N. But I also mean reign because ICE is going to rain on you. And you voted for it. And you know what's the worst part about ICE raining on you? Is the fact that if you look like this and you get targeted by ICE, 9 times out of 10, that ICE agent is also gonna look like this. So it looks like it's not only white people that are white supremacists that want to keep this country white, but also you Latinos want to make sure you help white people keep this country white and get rid of the brown. Because every single time, never mind white people not wanting us here, every single time that I see a Latino getting on a video and talking about, oh, I'm Mexican, but I also don't want the Mexicans to come here illegally, I want to ask, how do you feel about the white people from European countries that come here illegally? Because it only seems like you have a problem with people that look like you coming to this country. It seems that your problem is not illegal immigration. It seems that your problem is seeing more people that look like you come into this country, legal or illegal. You are a white supremacist that wants to see this country being white. I have yet to see one Latino for Trump complain about the fact that Latinos that are U.S. citizens, that although came from a Latin American country, whether seeking asylum as refugees, and then acquired their U.S. citizenship and still got deported under Trump's administration, and you are perfectly fine with that. Meanwhile, you have nothing to say about the fact that Trump is bringing over all these white folks from South Africa and from Ukraine to this country. Not only just bringing them here, but making sure they start off with plenty of government aid. Isn't that what white Americans complain about all the time? All these Mexican, these people from Latin America are coming here and getting all this government aid. No, they're not. You know what they're actually doing? They're coming here and working and paying all these taxes, but never ever getting any tax returns. Meanwhile, all these white folks from South Africa that are being brought here and all the benefits that they're going to be receiving from the start, none of you have anything to say about it. And this is not surprising coming from white folks. And as much as I want to sit here and say, but it is very surprising and shocking that this is also coming from Latinos. But unfortunately, it's not shocking and surprising either. Because the reality is that Latinos, as a collective, they seek white validation, white alignment, and as a whole, they uphold white supremacy. So it makes complete sense that when Latinos for Trump say things like, oh yeah, get them illegals out of here, they're only referring to people that look like them, that come from Latin American countries, and never, ever, ever are referring to the white people of European countries that come here illegally. Not only that, but the white people that Trump's administration is bringing here. People need to study this. For when you watch my videos and I say that Latinos as a collective uphold white supremacy, you understand what I mean.
Well, personally, I don't really want any.
I got love for the struggle, love for the pain. It made me a diamond when they left me in the where the concrete or red dirt, I'm standing on my name. Cause both sides made me, baby. I ain't ashamed. I got love for the struggle, love for the pain. It made me a diamond when they left me in the rain. Where the concrete or red dirt, I'm standing on my name. Cause both sides made me, baby. I ain't ashamed. I got love for the struggle, love for the.
Sir, what do you do for a living here? Where do you live? And
You're the one that took pictures.
You're the one. Have a nice day, you inbred. I don't even want to talk. Should I give this guy one more opportunity? Boy, these people are so stupid. They're such clowns, and they're so stupid.
Thank you, Muhammad. You got checkmated, clown.
Okay, would you like to have a conversation, or you just want to start the just want to insult me? Because
no, that's a statement.
Okay, thank you.
Shove it up your ass.
Okay, so besides calling me a clown and saying "shove it up your ass," can you clarify in any intellectual way at all why you disagree with me? What did I say on the show without calling me a name? Tell me why you disagree with me, why I'm a clown. I don't mind it if you call me names. I've got thick skin. But can you articulate and prove to the audience, hold on, I'm not done yet. I'm asking you a question. Can you articulate, as any semi-intelligent person would, why I'm a clown and what I've said on the show today that you disagree with? Because if you can articulate that, we can have a conversation. If you're just going to call up and say, I can't wait to call Brian a clown on the air because I'm so funny, then the conversation's probably not going to go anywhere. Now, if you think I'm a clown and say, Brian, here's why I think you're a clown, then I'll give you the platform to tell me why. So I'm going to give you just one opportunity, and let's see if you're smart enough to articulate why you think I'm a clown. What did I say on this show that you disagree with? Go ahead, sir.
You have your ears on? You ready?
I've been ready since this phone call started.
You insulted Muhammad 10 times. He never insulted you once because you were losing the argument.
Here's why.
And
Okay,
you suck.
so I lost the argument and I suck is the only way you can articulate why you think I'm a clown. So let me you still won't get it, but I haven't hung up on you. I kept you on the line, clown, okay? Shove it up your ass, clown. I kept you on the line, and let's pot him down so I can finish my conversation with him, even though it's not much of a conversation. So you see, sir, 1.7% is the vote popular where Donald Trump won by. 1.7%. If you look at the history of this country, it was one of the closest elections we've ever had. So when someone says it's a mandate or it was a huge win, I provide facts and say, well, it wasn't a huge win. In fact, Joe Biden in 2020, 20 times larger win for him, okay? So those stats alone on the popular vote prove my point that it wasn't this mandate. So what did I say just now that would lead you to believe that I'm wrong? Go ahead and, without calling me a name, because then we'll move on to the next caller. What did I say that's not factually accurate, sir, that would lead you to believe that I lost the argument? Go ahead.
I got numbers.
Okay.
You want to hear a number?
Sure. What number did I say that you disagree with? Can you please tell me? Let's start there.
How many radio shows have you been fired
from? Okay, so again, he's calling. By the way, I've never been fired from one radio show or one station my entire life, and that has nothing to do with this conversation. You see, ladies and gentlemen, and by the way, I can go down my resume with you. I've been let go, budget cuts, but that has no bearing on the conversation. So what I do is I have a debate with you. It's one-sided because you're not smart enough to have a debate with me because you're proving it right now on the air. I just explained to you why I attacked Muhammad. I just gave you stats on the popular vote, and I asked if you could retort what I just said, and your only retort was, how many radio stations have you been fired from? By the way, I've never been fired from one radio station my entire life. But that's irrelevant because it has nothing to do with what we're talking about. I asked you why you called me a clown. Hold on. I asked you why you called me a clown. I asked you why you insulted me. And you responded, and your first response wasn't, oh, because you've been fired from a bunch of radio stations, which is, by the way, not true. The first thing you said was because you lost the argument with Muhammad. I explained to you why Muhammad was wrong. I articulated it by saying this was one of the closest elections we've ever had based on the popular vote. Donald Trump won the popular vote by about 1.7%. I said, where do you disagree with me on it? And you talked about alleged radio stations that I've been fired from. Sir, do you understand when I try to have I'm not done talking yet, dummy. I'm not done talking yet, snowflake. So I tried to give you an opportunity. You're obviously not smart enough to have a conversation with me. Sir, what do you, since you claim you know so much about me, and don't get me wrong, I'm sure Eddie's your real name. Sir, what do you do for a living here? Where do you live? And
You're the one that took
you're the one. Have a nice day, you inbred. I don't even want to talk. Should I give this guy one more opportunity? Boy, these people are so stupid. They're such clowns and they're so stupid. Sir, I'll give you one more opportunity. By the way, I potted you down, dumbass. That means nobody can hear you, okay? It's my show. I get to do what I want, dumbass. So you won't tell us anything about you, your real name, what you do for a job, because you're a coward. But I'm going to give you one more opportunity, and just one more, and I'm going to ask you a question and give you one more opportunity, and let's see for the fourth or fifth time if you could actually have a conversation. Now, I don't think you're capable of it, because I think you're only capable of third-grade insults, but I will take a shot, and I will ask you again. Muhammad said it was one of the biggest victories, and he kicked Kamala Harris's ass, for lack of a better term, and I articulated to him that that wasn't true, and I explained to him that it was a popular vote win of about 1.7%. So I'm giving you one more opportunity, dumbass, as I pod you back up, clown, dumbass, to see if you have an IQ over 20 to articulate where you disagree with me on without ad hominem attacks. Let's see if we could do that. I'm just giving it right back to you. So I'm giving you another opportunity. Where am I wrong, sir? And he hung up the phone. Have a nice day, buddy. Just another MAGA clown who cannot articulate in any way, shape, or form why he thinks I'm a clown. That is, Stevie Wonder would be able to say that that's not true. So you want to move on to something else?
So you got something against blind people?
No, I have something. No, I don't have anything against blind people. No, I don't have anything against blind people. I have something against misogynist pigs like you who support Donald Trump. I have issues with people like you.
Absolutely, man. Well, after listening to you for a while, I'd like to respond and give you some reasonings why people should actually be voting for Donald Trump.
Oh, I can't wait to hear this.
Why I am. And if you don't mind, I would actually, for equal time, I'd like to take some calls and answer them for you because I don't think you're doing a very good job.
Okay, well, first of all, I'll respond to that by saying you're not a talk show host. You're never going to be a talk show host. You're not going to take calls. You're not going to tell me how to run my radio show. And quite frankly, your orange turd rapist leader is not going to tell us how to run the country either. But go ahead and enlighten me, since you seem like such an educated man. Why are you voting for Donald Trump, and why do you think that Donald Trump is, the guy that you're voting for to save
first of all, thank you for letting me answer these questions. Brilliant job as a talk show host yourself.
I sense sarcasm. I sense sarcasm on your part.
First of all,
you're a funny guy.
Right
Go ahead.
now, Trump has worked 2 jobs, McDonald's and as a trash collector. Kamala still at 0.
What do you?
Secondly,
whoa! One at a time. Donald Trump.
What?
Donald Trump.
He worked at McDonald's.
Okay.
And he worked as a trash collector.
Stop. Let me respond. First of all, Donald Trump put on an apron. For 15 minutes, he handed out a few bags to some of his supporters that were going through the drive-through. Everything was staged.